The leadership of Westminster Presbyterian Church went to the denomination and asked them how they could be best engaged in world mission. They asked what the greatest priority is for the Presbyterian Church USA's world mission, and the response was to be engaged in South Sudan. So from that initial request that was made by this church to ask what the priorities of the denomination are, the denomination has been able, in partnership with Westminster, and in partnership with many South Sudanese and the traditional partners of the Presbyterian Church, have been able to formulate a proposal that would engage issues of education and peace building in South Sudan.
There was a group of folks from Westminster Church who went, Pete Cochran and Doug Mitchell among them, who went to South Sudan and came back with that word from South Sudanese churches and community leaders who said we need to include a psychosocial component to this education project. We've got to create pockets of peace. So there's the psychosocial parts of that to address the wounds of the heart. And the other component of that peacemaking development is to be able to provide the tools of conflict identification and management.
Where I have been, you don't see girls in school, almost at all. But one statistic, which I think is really very, very important, is that a young girl who is 15 years old is more likely to die in childbirth than to be in school. That's a really incredible statistic to me.
One of the key components of this effort is its measurability. We go through each of those objectives and we have specific indicators which measure what will success look like. How many student days in school, participation of girls in school, the number of teachers trained, what teachers do with that training, how they themselves have improved as a teacher based on standardized skill tests, and also what they take back to their communities, how they're sharing that wealth of knowledge with other teachers in their own community.
So the question is often offered to me, or is often shared with me, why would you do this? This being work in South Sudan, this being work in a developing country, this being a ministry in a place that's experienced challenge and strife. And my question is, why would I not? As a Christian, as a faithful believer that has been privileged with so much in this country, has been gifted with so much in this country, how can we not look at the world, see the challenges that are there and say, how can I be involved? How can I be a part of making a difference? How can I represent the gospel of Jesus Christ in a way that makes a difference? So when I think about South Sudan, I think about a nation that has experienced strife and challenge beyond belief. And at the same time, I think about believers who are engaged trying to address these challenges in ways that are hopeful, not just for them, but for all that are around them. So for me, it's a no-brainer. My goodness, if I have the opportunity to somehow in some small way be a part of that, then praise the Lord, let me join in.